Hi guys, FM Campbell here again. Today we're starting off a new series where I'm going to look at all the Wonderkids in Football Manager 2014. These are Wonderkids that I've managed to find throughout my time of playing the game itself. I haven't necessarily used a list or gone online or anything like that. These are just players that I've sort of discovered whilst using clubs right from the bottom level up to the top level. Today we're going to start off with goalkeepers, as you can see. I'm just going to go through each position one by one. So today will just be the episode on goalkeepers, and then throughout the sort of coming weeks, I'd say maybe 2 or 3 weeks, if that, I'll go through them position by position. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a short list of each individual position what I've found. I've got it all written down for you guys, and I'm going to go through them one by one, from the youngest age right up to 20. I kind of class a Wonderkid as 20 years old and below. So if you class it as more than that, then I apologise, but this is only up to 20 years of age at the beginning of the game. So we're going to start off here, as you can see. I've used Man United just for the sake of this video because they're just my team and it feels a bit weird selecting someone else sometimes. So we'll start with Ibrahim Asai. As you can see, he's not superb, but he's only 17. Got lots about him. He's playing for Marseille at the moment, or Olympic Marseille. He's in the under-19s. Only 35.5k, so you can probably get him quite cheap. That's Ibrahim Asai. Next we've got Kadu. I just found him out of the blue actually. He's at Porto at the moment. He's been there for quite a while. He's 18 years old. Great determination. Obviously, safe to say it does change slightly. And he's got good goalkeeping attributes already. Good physical. His mental will obviously improve. He's only 18 years old. He's from Angola, but his value is 41 grand. So if you can get him in quite early, I reckon you'll get him quite cheap. Next we've got Guillermo de Amores. I'm hoping I've pronounced that correctly. Again, another really good young goalkeeper. 18 years old. He's from Uruguay. He's playing for Liverpool in Uruguay, and he's been there all his career by the looks of it. After that we've got, and we'll try and pronounce this, Odysseas Vlachodimos. Odysseas Vlachodimos. Excuse me if I've got that wrong. Mental aren't fantastic for a 19-year-old. If we can improve that, that'd be great. Maybe get him under some tutoring or something like that. Physical's not too bad, but it's not a necessity in goalkeepers. He's got some work to do in the goalkeeping attributes, but he's not too bad. His reflexes at 18. Which is very good, and he's playing for Stuttgart, 350k at 19 years old. Then we've got Bryce Samba, again also at Marseille, but he's in the first team, so he's one of the second choice keepers, I'm guessing. All round not a bad goalkeeper, obviously can do with some work, but for 525k it's still quite cheap obviously for a bigger club, if you're managing a bigger club, but I possibly would steer clear from him, but that's completely up to you guys. Obviously every player is different in every save. And he's been at Marseille for, this is his second season. Next we're looking at Andres Mayring. As you can see, again an all-round not bad keeper. His mental is slightly better than the previous goalkeeper, but his goalkeeping attributes can be improved. Only 19 years old, 625k value, playing for Cologne, or Cologne, I think it's Cologne, Argentinian, so not too bad. Then we've got Gustavo at Chiera. He's not too bad. He's 19. He's only 16k. That's one of the main reasons I really liked him. And his goalkeeping attributes are very good. It's his physical and his mental that let him down slightly. But for a 19-year-old, you'll probably get him relatively cheap at 16k value, especially if you want to make money. Now this guy here I used to buy on FM 13. His name's Lorenzo Brunescu. If I believe, yep, he plays for used to play for Juventus. But he's now co-owned by Juventus and Lanciano. He's not too bad in this game. He was a lot better in the last one. His goalkeeping attributes need working. His mental attributes aren't too bad for a 19-year-old, and his physical are pretty average for a goalkeeper. So that's one to consider. 300k value as well. Then we've got another one that I'm going to try and pronounce. Quentin Buenardo. I'm guessing that's right. He's French. Good goalkeeping attributes, but still needs some work. Good mental attributes, but one key one is his determination. He's 17, and his physical are very good as well. 195k, 19 years old. Then we've got Matias Cabero, another one from Uruguay. Very, very good goalkeeper for his age. 195k value, 19 years old. Good, really good goalkeeping attributes for a 19-year-old. Good physical, and his mental aren't too bad. So he's one that I would highly recommend. And he plays for Cerro, or Quero. Everyone pronounces them differently these days. Then we've got Rafael Veloso. And no, I don't think he's a relative of Miguel Veloso, but there we go. Again, across the board, he's not too bad. His jumping's very, very good. But 55k value, 19 years old. Playing for Belenenses. He's not a bad goalkeeper all round anyway. Move on to Jordi. Plays for Vasco. Very, very good goalkeeper. He's another one I would highly recommend. Very good mental attributes for a 19-year-old. Very good physical. His goal-kicking attributes could be worked on, but they're not too bad. 19 years old and 250k value. He's at the Vasco reserves at the beginning. Then we've got Adriano Ortola playing for Barcelona B. Good goalkeeping attributes. Physical aren't too bad, but it doesn't really matter with a goalkeeper. His mental can be worked on, but then again, he is young, so he's got a few years in him. 400 grand, 19 years old. He's at Barcelona B. Then we've got Dejan Stojanovic. Very, very good goalkeeper again. His goalkeeping attributes need working on. His mental, very, very good for a 19-year-old. Physical, very, very good as well. Determination is not great, but obviously it can all be worked on. 350k value, 19 years old, playing for Bologna. Next one we were looking at, if we scroll down, is Christian Bonilla. Again, another one I would very, very highly recommend. Christian Bonilla plays for Atletico Nacional. He is Colombian, 20 years old. Very, very good goalkeeping attributes. Very, very good mental attributes. And fantastic physical attributes for a goalkeeper. 63 grand value, so you can't go wrong with that. He's someone I'd highly recommend. Next we've got Danny Sotres, or Sotres. I think I pronounced that right again. Goalkeeping attributes quite good across the board. Mental attributes aren't great, but can be worked on. Physical attributes are superb. Jumping reach is massive, so it's very, very good. 20 years old, 275k, playing for Recreativo. Then we've got Timo Horn, one of the Wonderkid goalkeepers, one of the highly likely to become world stars or world leading goalkeepers. Plays for Cologne at the moment. 2.6 million, so it is quite expensive for a 20-year-old, so you probably have to pay upwards of 10 to 15 million for him. Goalkeeping attributes are brilliant. Mental attributes are superb. His determination is 18, which is awesome. Physical attributes are all there as well. So very, very highly recommended. But he's going to cost you a little bit more money. After that, we've got Victor Brazil. 20 years old, 140k. Good goalkeeping attributes, but can still be worked on. Mental attributes does need working on. Physical is okay. 20 years old, 140k. Playing for Coritiba in Brazil. Next, we've got an English one. Got Jack Butland, very, very good, probably one of the best young English goalkeepers on the game. Again, he's going to cost you money, plus he is English, so it's going to probably cost you a little bit more than what he should, especially if you're a bigger club. Stoke will want the money for him. Awesome physical attributes, very, very good mental, and very, very, very good goalkeeping. For 20 years old, so it's 2.6 million against the same value as Timo Horn, roughly the same wages as well. He plays for Stoke. Then we have another one that I used to always sign, Alphonse Areola. He's on loan from PSG, so you can't get him in the first season. Not too bad goalkeeping attributes. His mental are very, very good, and because of that determination, he's going to improve. Physical attributes are absolutely unbelievable. That's one of the main reasons I really liked him. 20 years old, 1.4 million, but you won't be able to get him for the first season. He's at Lens in the first season, but he's on loan from PSG. Then you've got Jan Oblak, another one of the very, very good goalkeepers that are highly rated on the game, but he's a lot cheaper. 450k playing for Benfica. Awesome goalkeeping attributes. Not too bad mental, but his physical aren't great, but that's not always essential. 450k, so you'd probably be able to get him relatively cheap as well. Then you've got Maxim Cavell. He's one of my favourites. He's similar to Timo Horn. He's probably one of the best. 20 years old, doesn't want a lot of wages, but it's 2.5 million value, so you probably have to pay upwards of about 10 million for him. Goalkeeping attributes are amazing, mental attributes are even better, and physical attributes are just as good. Playing for Dynamo Kiev, so I would highly recommend going to get him. Mattia Perrin signed in once for West Brom in my FM13 saves. He wasn't best of performers in the last FM, but I have heard very, very good things about him on this one. Goalkeeping attributes are very, very good. His mental attributes are all there, same with his physical, so with work he will improve dramatically. 20 years old, 1.3 million, playing for Genoa at the moment, so you can probably get him quite cheap. Then another English one, Lee Nichols, so this is more for a lower league team, 925k, 20 years old, English. Mental attributes aren't fantastic, probably need a lot of work, but he's got it all sort of there ready for only 20 years old. Goalkeeping attributes aren't too bad, and his physical's very good. So he's one to highly recommend, especially if you're a championship side, maybe a lower Premier League side in the future. Then we've got Gabriel playing for Milan. He's someone, if that makes sense, someone recommended to me, but I'm not too sure about his mental attributes. Although he is only 20, his goalkeeping attributes aren't too bad, similar with his physical. He plays for Milan, so he's probably going to cost you money, and he's on 325k value. But he is very tall, which is always good. Then we've got Damian Martinez, who's on loan from Arsenal, who probably through the press we've heard a lot about. Mental attributes are pretty bad, especially for a 20-year-old from Argentina. Physicals are quite good, and his goalkeeping you probably get him somewhere with a bit of work. He's not too bad, 400k value, but he's only on £200 a week, so you may be able to get him relatively cheap. And at the moment he's on loan at Sheffield Wednesday, so you can't get him in the first season, but you'll have to get him from Arsenal after that. Then we've got Frederick Ronau, 20 years old, Danish. Very, very good goalkeeper all round. His physicals aren't bad, his mental's pretty good, but his determination is quite high, same with his work rate and teamwork, so that should increase pretty quickly. And his goalkeeping attributes are pretty much all there. He's at Esbjerg at, I think that's in Denmark, it is indeed. But he's on loan from AC Horsens, also in Denmark. Highly recommended, 375k value, but you might want quite a bit of wages. But if you're a bigger club, that shouldn't really matter too much. And last but not least, we've got Matthias, another one I quite liked in the last FM. 20 years old, very good all round. He's pretty much all there in all his goalkeeping, mental and physical, with a bit of work, especially because his work rate and determination are awesome. 550k value, on a grand, 1.9 grand a week, 20 years old, and he is contracted to America in Brazil, in the 2nd division I believe they are. Another one for me to add is also, other than Jack Butland, probably one of the highly recommended English goalkeepers is, where is he? Sam Johnston. Very, very good. His mental were pretty bad, but with a bit of work, and I've seen in other saves as well where he's been actually quite good with mental attributes. Physical aren't too bad, but can be worked on, but his goalkeeping attributes are superb. So 525k, English, 20 years old, and plays for Man United, currently in the under-21s, or the reserve team. I'd highly recommend looking at him, especially if you're a lower league, Premier League team, or a Championship team. So that's my list of goalkeepers. I know it was only short, so I do apologise, but I wanted to get as many as the ones that I found that were 20 years old or younger in as I could. So they're ones I would highly recommend looking at. Obviously, save to save, they differ, but they're the ones that I found that I've quite liked or scouted or looked at. So I would highly recommend them. Next week, next episode we'll probably go with, if we go left to right, we'll go with left backs, and then it'll go on to centre backs, right backs, then defensive midfielders, then we'll probably go centre midfielders, then attacking centre midfielders, then left wingers, then right wingers, and then we'll move on to the big one, the strikers. So yeah, like I said, next episode will probably be left backs, but we've done goalkeepers today, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it helps in your player searching. You've been listening to FM Campbell, and we'll see you when we talk about left backs.